In a small village where the mountains kissed the sky lived a boy named Ethan. Only 18, yet his heart carried a weight far older than his years. His father had left long ago, leaving memories and questions, and since then, Ethan had learned to survive. Every morning, he walked past a rusted iron gate at the edge of the village. Behind it stood an abandoned factory, the villagers' cage of time. No one dared enter, yet Ethan always stopped, staring at its broken walls. Something about it called him, like it held a secret only he could feel. At home, Ethan lived with his mother, who smiled through her worries. But inside, he felt trapped, a prison of fear, doubt, and silence, invisible to everyone else. And every day, as he stood before the gate, a thought whispered inside him. Maybe the cage isn't there. Maybe it's inside me. The sun dipped behind the mountains, painting the sky in orange and gold. Ethan stood by the rusted gate, his shoulders heavy, his heart heavier. "Why do I feel stuck?" he whispered to himself. "Why does fear always hold me back?" A soft voice answered him, calm yet firm. "You are not stuck, Ethan. You are only afraid of breaking the chains you did not choose." Startled, Ethan turned. On a nearby bench sat an old man, calm and strong, hands resting on a wooden cane, eyes deep like still water. "The chains you carry, fear, doubt, past pain, they are invisible, yet heavier than iron," the man said. Ethan's voice trembled. I want to break them, but I don't know how." The old man smiled gently. "Come tomorrow morning, I will show you." Ethan watched him walk away, and for the first time in years, he felt a flicker of hope, a small, daring spark that maybe freedom was possible. Next morning, Ethan returned to the gate, heart pounding with curiosity and fear. The old man waited, calm as the rising sun. Together, they stepped inside the abandoned factory. Broken walls let shafts of sunlight pierce through the dust, painting the floor in golden streaks. The place felt forgotten, yet alive, like a reflection of Ethan's own heart, broken, silent, yet still holding light. The old man handed him a heavy chain. "Walk across the room," he instructed. Ethan took the chain. Each step was a struggle. Its weight pulled at his arms, at his shoulders, at his very spirit. He felt the heaviness of everything he had carried, the fear, the doubt, the pain from years past. After a few minutes, the old man said, "Now drop it." Ethan let go. The chain clattered to the floor. For the first time in years, his hands felt free, his shoulders relaxed. A lightness spread through him, as if a burden he hadn't known he carried had vanished. The old man's voice broke the silence. "This is what happens when you let go of what no longer serves you. Pain is real, fear is real, but you do not have to carry them forever." Tears welled in Ethan's eyes. He understood the prison he felt wasn't outside, it was inside him all along. Ethan stood in the factory, the sunlight streaming through the cracks, dust dancing like tiny stars around him. His hands still tingled from letting go of the chain, and a strange calm settled in his chest. The old man's eyes met his. "See, Ethan? The prison was never outside, it was within, and the key was always in your hands." Ethan's chest heaved as tears rolled down his cheeks. He realized the weight he had carried for years, the fear, the doubt, the endless what-ifs, were all his to release.
I... I feel light, Ethan whispered, almost afraid to believe it. Good, the old man said softly. Strength doesn't come from never hurting. It comes from standing even when you do. Pain is real, but it does not define you. Fear is real, but it does not control you. Ethan closed his eyes. For the first time, he saw himself free, standing taller than he had ever imagined. He understood now that letting go was not weakness, but courage, the courage to face life without the chains he had inherited and carried for so long.
Ethan walked out of the abandoned factory, the sunlight warm on his face. The air felt different, as if the world itself had shifted. The mountains seemed taller, the sky wider, and his heart lighter. He was still the same boy, yet something inside him had changed forever. The chains of fear, doubt, and pain were gone. They had never been real, only the weight he had believed he carried. He made a silent promise to himself. I will not let fear decide my path. I will not let pain define my story. I will always move forward with hope. Because the truth is this: strength is not in never hurting. Strength is in standing despite the hurt. Courage is not in avoiding pain. Courage is in facing it and letting it go. Ethan smiled, feeling the freedom he had longed for. He understood that life would not be without challenges, but now he held the key to his own story. A story of strength, courage, and hope. And as he walked down the path toward the village, he knew one thing for certain: he would never let the chains of his past define him again. If this story touched your heart, share it. And remember, you are stronger than you know, and your chains do not define you.